Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 159 of the Xbox Hall of Gamers podcast. This week, I'm joined by Cameron.
Hello.
And Keo.
Hello.
This week, we're kind of throwing things together. We were off last week. My computer is still broken, but Corsair has just let me know that they have sent my replacement power supply unit. So right now, I'm jerry-rigging this between a computer, a laptop, a light system, a different mic, a camera. It's a whole thing. I keep typing on the wrong keyboard, but there's a fair amount happening over the last couple of weeks. We've had a few different events and announcements and stuff, so yeah, I guess we'll get straight into it. Usually we do the show live on Twitch, but because of all the technical stuff, we are doing the show the old school way. So if you miss it on Twitch, check out the audio version on Spotify or your platform of choice. Otherwise, we'll put the show up on YouTube once I finish editing it. But yeah, I guess let's see how you guys doing, Cameron. How you feeling?
I good, bad, all everything in between.
Okay, yep, sounds about right. Yep.
Let's just say achievement design can be a fickly business, you know.
Yeah, as you well know. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Kia, what about you? How you doing?
Yeah, I've been down and out for about 2 weeks with some back issues, so the nerves are getting the better of me. So it's been a long couple of weeks of sleeping on the couch, and yeah, that means I've been staying up late and playing video games though. So it comes with its perks.
For sure.
But anyway, yeah, what have you been up to?
I've been on a job hunt, slowly but surely. I've been looking for a new job, and we'll see. Hopefully, have some good news in the next couple of weeks or so. But it's rough out there. I know, a lot of people are getting laid off, and it's a tough industry. It's tough in all industries across the world. So hopefully things start picking up after the new financial year, sort of end of March, beginning of April. But yeah, let's get into some video game stuff. So Cameron, you've grabbed some news, thankfully. What have you found for us?
Yeah, so I think the first thing leading up is the ID at Xbox Showcase that was held, I'd say probably a week and a half ago now.
Yeah.
We missed it, obviously, just because of technical issues last week. But I'm not sure if anybody actually had a chance to look through this. There was some really good indie game announcements.
It's a lot of stuff. It was big.
I have not had a chance either.
So just to begin the show, essentially was the announcement of Revenge of the Savage Planet, which is going to come to Game Pass. I know me and Matt have played it. You haven't had the chance.
I've tried to. I've downloaded it so many times, and I have just not played it at all. So yeah, that first one.
It's such an enjoyable game, and I'm glad it's getting a sequel. Like the first one only hit Xbox. Like, it was originally a Google Stadia exclusive.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then because of everything that happened with Stadia, they pivoted and launched it to all platforms, I believe.
Yeah, it's on pretty much everything. It's a great game. The Journey to the Savage Planet is hilarious. And
it has that Outer Worlds... not Outer...
Outer Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, Outer Worlds humor to it.
For sure. Very, corporate space travel kind of jokey vibes.
Yeah.
I know that because they brought it back to Game Pass, but as the complete edition with the DLC, I think is a completely separate list.
I think you can actually do both, so it should have the standard version on there as well.
Oh,
you still just have to buy the DLC if you need that.
Yeah, so I did the standard edition back in the day, and so I've been thinking about going back and playing the complete edition since it's another list. But you do have to do it co-op for one of the achievements. So if you want to do it, Keo, let me know. We can
that might be the complete edition might be the way to go for now.
Yeah. But yeah, excited to see that they have a new one. And it's coming to Game Pass in May. So it's not that far away at all. And this is kind of the first we're hearing about it, so that's great.
Once again proving that this year is just too loaded.
Yeah. Going to be very
I'm essentially in the mindset now of I just need to focus on indie games because I'm not going to get around to AAA.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm going to quickly just go through some of my favorites of the showcase. There was Jump Ship, which is a co-op FPS. You and 3 other friends crew a ship and try to make your way across the galaxy. This one looks really cool. They gave the typical early access this summer. I hate release dates that are just like this summer.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's
always Northern Hemisphere, but like
But also, yeah, sometimes
pick a month,
yeah,
pick a quarter.
just pick one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. But this the jump ship looks really fun. It looks like it looks kind of a little wacky, you know, like in terms of like the sort of shenanigans stuff. I don't know. Look, the tone seems kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'll quickly smash through some of these others. So there's Echo Reaver, which essentially is a what is it, like 2D Metroid puzzle?
Yeah, like a Metroidvania sort of puzzle game.
Yeah.
Which I know is like
Whereas
time mechanics.
essentially it's just time loop and like seeing how much further you can continue the loop.
Yeah, my kind of game for sure. Like it comes to Game Pass as well, so I'll definitely be playing this as soon as it comes out.
It's an interesting concept. The art style to me didn't really jump out. But I'll give it a try, especially if it's coming to Game Pass.
It does look a little,
Moonlighter 2.
Oh yeah, Moonlighter 2. Yeah, this was a surprise too. I completely. Yeah, okay.
Which I feel like it was been rumored for a while.
It has been. I think it did get talked about, but looks like coming to Game Pass as well, which is great.
There was that. There was Blueprints that I don't really know that much about.
I think they announced Blueprints a little like a couple weeks ago, right? When they were doing the there was another showcase where they were talking about it, and I think I talked about it with Shane and Reptar about it, and Jake. Looks really interesting. Like the rumor is that like people have been playing it a little bit early, have been saying like this is maybe Game of the Year contender material for those kinds of people for indie stuff. So.
Right.
Atmospheric architectural adventure.
Yeah, so it looks kind of like The Witness in that kind of way of like a first person kind of puzzler, but you kind of build rooms and you kind of solve puzzles by putting rooms in different places and kind of like on a blueprint. It's a pun.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
so eventually when we all play this, we will just put this in the word challenge.
This will be the word challenge, yeah, exactly.
And this will be like a secret gift kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
On that Outbound, which I'm like really excited for, where you're essentially building a home on like you got a camper van kind of thing.
Yeah, it looks kind
of around that.
Okay, I don't know, not really. It's like it's crafting kind of. It looks.
It depends on how the mechanics work and all that, but like cute, cozy kind of title. There was Hurdling, which is from the developer of the Far series games.
I really like those games.
Emotional adventure. Sorry.
The Far games are great. I really enjoyed Far, the sail one, the boat one.
I think they're like 90% off the sale at the moment.
Ooh, are they really? I should play. I played a little bit of the first one, but not enough to get.
I played the second one for Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah.
So there's that. There's Waxheads, which is a cozy narrative sim about managing a record store. There's the Lonesome Guild, which I believe I've seen quite a few times now. Quirky single player action RPG. There's Buckshot Roulette, which is also coming to Game Pass.
This is that meme one that like every streamer has played. It does look like a lot of fun.
Really?
Is it that one? I thought it was a different name.
No, I'm pretty sure it's that one. It's
it looks similar to it, but I thought that was it.
I'm almost certain it is because it's the shotgun one where you got to basically guess if it's the Russian roulette with a shotgun, and you got to figure out if the shell's in it or not, and you got to either shoot yourself or shoot the person across from you, and then they take a turn. But you have like items and stuff. It's very reminiscent of that like 21 game, the Blackjack 21 game in Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 7?
Yeah, very much like kind of like using power-ups and kind of messing with the game. Seems really cool. I've seen every streamer play it though because it's absolute streamer bait.
Yeah. I'm messaging my mate about it because I swear he said something about similar to this, and I'm not 100% sure. Hotel Barcelona, which is coming from Swery.
I have never been like this one. Just did not sit with me well at all.
Really?
Like when it was originally announced. Yeah.
Sorry, you go. Because Swery also did. Was it the missing case of something or other? I had a very similar art style for this, where it's like you would like throw your limbs and stuff. It was a weird kind of side-scrolling game.
Yeah.
I mean, like I like Swery and I like Suda 51, so I'm interested to see what this is. But it does kind of not look amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about it. I was never convinced it was going to be.
My friend messaged me back immediately. The game that was the super viral one was Liar's Bar.
Liar's Bar.
Okay.
Never heard of it. I'll have to have a look. Lies Bar.
Okay, maybe there's 2 games that went viral at the same time. I'm really confused now.
Oh no, yeah,
Okay.
Lies Bar is the one. I saw that one too. That's the
They seem like the same premise.
that's
though.
the actual poker one, or the gun one, actually. Yeah, where you're sitting on a table. Whereas
Right.
yeah, Buckshot was literally just with a shotgun. But yes, I see. I definitely saw streamers playing that too.
Yeah. That's where my confusion lies. All right, so yeah, those ones. What else was there?
Blatcher came to Game Pass.
Blatcher got out of the Game Pass.
Big surprise.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
looks like it's getting a whole bunch of add-ons, like cards and stuff.
If I was curious on any game being added to Game Pass, how much they paid for it, I'm curious about this one.
yeah, I imagine it was quite a bit. I'm imagining like they local thing got a bag for that. I'm sure, because that's a great get.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I did when I started Bellatra was go through the card options, and you can have every different suit of cards, like hearts and diamonds and stuff, all as a different set.
Mm-hmm.
So one I've got set as The Witcher, the other one I've got set as Cyberpunk, and so
that's
you know
cool.
there's a whole bunch. Yeah. So them adding more cards as well, because you can just chop and change. You just have a whole bunch of different sets. Looks like there's a lot more color in the sets though. So
It's such a good, like, that's what I'm looking for.
Co-marketing.
It's such a good game concept that they can build on, like, easy
sure.
DLC.
Yeah, for sure.
Just,
That's it. Kind of
like your Gears deck and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Continue on. There was Rock Beast, which is a story-driven role-playing management game.
Yeah.
About a upcoming band of misfits, just managing them to stardom.
They're all like anthropomorphic animals. It looks very quirky. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Probably one of my most anticipated is Ratatan.
Yeah, Ratatan.
yeah, this is good.
It is so like just adorable. It's all going to come down to how difficult it actually is.
Yeah, agreed.
But I've been keeping an eye on this for like 18 months now.
I mean, I love the original Patapon games back in the day. That Patapon. It was like so addictive in terms of like rhythm games.
And like the music for this that they've put out so far is like that addicting that I'm just Then Witchbeam, which is the developer of Unpacking, announced their new game, which is Tempopo.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is described as a psychedelic soundscape in the sky where you will conduct the chaotic Tempopo to keep them on the right track to solve puzzles.
It's kind of got like a Lemmings feel to it a little bit. I don't know. It seems kind of. It looks. I'll be honest, kind of mobile gamey. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next, we had Woodo, which is a cozy diorama matching game where you assemble wooden pieces piece by piece.
This looks really satisfying.
Yeah,
like it has that.
Right. The art style of it is just really.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it has that kind of a little bit of that little to the left feeling of like just like the tactile feeling of things clicking together and kind of building stuff. It looks really nice.
There's quite a few there's quite a few games on this list that are very like art driven first. Like I do think probably the primary developers have some background in some kind of art.
Well, I think this is the strategy Microsoft is going for, right? They're like, hey, we need to bump up the Game Pass profile a little bit and get some more day ones on there, some more indies and kind of because the AAA just doesn't seem to be kind of. I mean, obviously they've got that sort of first party AAA stuff because they own so many studios now, but they clearly need to bump up the roster.
Having that 1 quarter AAA release though, filled with all these cute indies and helping.
Yeah, the fact that they have all of their exclusive, their first parties basically coming to Game Pass, they need filler.
Yeah, for sure, and like. I'm totally fine with it. Like I know we were talking a few weeks back around like where's the value in Game Pass? Like, end of last year was pretty quiet. January was pretty quiet. Looks like they got some stuff in the tank at least, which is good to see. I mean, we didn't get a huge amount of dates for a lot of this stuff. A lot of it was like coming.
Wondering how much of that too was like Q1 just slipping.
Maybe could very well be. Yeah.
Just closing up the list quickly, we had Tanuki Pond Summer, which was like the second trailer, I think, shown off. We saw it at Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, Gamescom. The other ones, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, this looks adorable. Day one.
Yep.
I'm going to be there. Descenders next. Dropping straight into Game Pass will be the long-awaited sequel, which focuses on snowboarding and mountain boarding.
Not Descenders
that-
2.
It's kind of like
that
Descenders
was going-
1.5.
But that was the thing, right? Wasn't it? They said, no, there's no Descenders 2.
Yeah,
And
that's true. They
and
did
that-
say.
Oh
that-
yeah,
Yeah.
Minecraft. Yeah.
That's true. They
Yeah.
did say. Well, they're technically not
Yeah.
wrong.
Next we have Tron Catalyst, which will be a story-driven isometric action adventure game.
Cool. I'm down for that.
Uh,
I love Tron.
That is launching June 17th and published by Devolver. Then closing off the list, you have 33 Immortals hitting Game Pass. I think early access this month, right?
Is it? Oh, it is early access. Yeah, it's like 18th or something. It's
Or
like
game preview or whatever.
game
Yeah.
preview. Yeah, it's like in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they actually release the achievements. That I really want to play 33 Immortals.
Me too.
I want it to have achievements. I don't want it to be one of those game previews that leaves the service before. does have.
We'll see. I'm slightly worried that you might be in that other category, but I'm
Yeah.
hopeful.
And then Liza P.
Yep, we saw another trailer for it. I
Absolutely.
mean, kind of like I'm excited. There's not really, we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. I'm a bit bummed that I have to buy the game now to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be a matter of, will it have achievements and will it, be good enough to buy the game?
I was checking the price today. Cheapest that it's gone down to is 40% sale. So that's the Australian.
okay. That's
Have a
still-
look at physicals because you could probably get it
Yeah.
pretty cheap physically now.
for sure.
So
Any games that you guys are really keen for out of that?
I mean, like I'll play the Revenge of the Savage Planet. Like definitely, this is my
Yep.
kind of thing. And like hurdling sounds nice. Like I really
it
enjoyed
looks
Far.
nice too. Yeah.
And Lonesome Guild, yeah, like you said, we've seen a couple of times. Like it's published by Don't Nod, so and I probably will end up playing Buckshot Roulette as long as it doesn't have ridiculous achievements. But all the stuff coming to Game Pass, I'm probably going to give it a go. Besides Blatro, obviously, because I just don't have time for that shit.
It's a pretty solid showcase.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in Jump Ship, so we'll see.
I mean, I'm interested in Jump Ship. It's going to come down to the achievements.
Okay, cool.
I-
Well,
I typically-
in that case, it'll be a matter of, you're doing it, okay, I'm doing it, kind
Yeah,
of deal.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It
Yeah,
does look like
free
It'll
fun,
be the
but
same for Buckshot.
but I'm always iffy about early access stuff. Like I just that the whole concept doesn't like kind of rubs me the wrong way. But I guess if it's early access on Game Pass, then I'm always like, okay, well that's maybe a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But Jump Ship does look like a lot of fun. And I've also had my arm twisted to play a lot of games with you guys in the past, so that might just be another one for that list.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, you twist our arms quite a bit, so
That's true.
it goes both ways.
No. He lines you up to actually, like, jump in and, like, and play the games that you were...
So when we're doing Wildlands,
supposed to be
when
playing.
we're doing Wildlands,
Right?
How are we doing? We're doing Wildlands right after this, guys. So we better get this show
Yeah,
on the road.
I thought that was going to be the case.
Exactly. All right, what else we got?
All right, so unbeknownst to me, just until shortly before the podcast, there was a Nacon showcase yesterday called Nacon 2025, where we had quite a few game announcements. So I'm going to quickly just run through the list. A few of these are essentially based around existing IP. So starting off, we had Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss, which is one of 2 games with a Lovecraftian theme. It's built as a first-person psychological thriller in which you take control of Noah, an agent for a secret Interpol division specializing in occult cases. It is going to be available in 2026 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series.
And it comes from the people who made The Council, so I'm really interested in how this kind of
Ooh.
works, because that kind of had that
Right.
similar weird, like, ethereal tone to it. So them kind of jumping straight into it, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm down for this kind of narrative weird shit.
The second one was The Mound, which is Omen of Cthulhu. Developed by Xenoclash's Studio Ace team, The Mound puts an
Yes.
interesting spin on Lovecraft's work, as it's a first-person horror game with online co-op for up to 4 players.
That seems
The
like
reveal trailer showed off.
I was gonna say it
was
sounds like
that?
a real departure from what they've kind of done in the past. So I'm curious to see how that works.
Reveal trailer showed off several chilling moments of reality distorting spookiness inside an oppressive jungle. And squad looking for a legendary city rumored to hold priceless treasures. Players will need to work together to survive. And that is set to launch in 2025.
has that
for
kind of
PC.
Left 4
PS5.
Dead feel to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one that surprises the hell out of me: Styx Blades of Greed. Styx is getting a sequel.
It's
Yeah.
another
How many
sequel.
people? How many people didn't play the games because they were broken?
Well, I have played. I played the original Orcs of Men, the one that Styx appears in, and then I played the one that was Games of Gold, I think it was, or whatever. And then there was the other one
Well,
that was.
there's two, and there was one has a broken achievement.
One has a
right?
broken achievement. I haven't done
Yeah.
that one, but I did the other.
Yeah.
I think that was the second game. So this is the third one, or third or fourth, depending on how you look at it.
Is the first? Did the first one have a DLC, or am I misremembering?
No DLC. I don't think. No, at least no achievement DLC.
Yeah. So yeah, debut trailer shows off the Sly Goblin using stealth, cunning, and gadgets to escape sticky situation. Cyanide Studio says it will be sticking to the gameplay formula established in the previous games for the prequel. Expect more open-ended environments, a new arsenal of tools, and multiple approaches to help complete your objectives when it arrives in fall 2025 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. After that, Rensport, which is for racing fans, looking to dive into an ultra-realistic simulator.
Oof, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's all. That's coming to PS5 and Xbox Series. Then we got this one I did hear news about yesterday. RoboCop, Rogue City Unfinished Business, which you've completed.
Yeah, I really like Rogue City was great. I had a great time with it. It's from the same people who did the Terminator Resistance game, which is also great.
Yeah, and
So
I think this is like RoboCop is on sale too.
It's a good game, but it's a really fun game.
Oh, it's a really fun game. Like I had a great time all the way through it. Like it's definitely like rough around the edges, and like it's maybe a little underdeveloped in some places. But I had a good time the entire time, which is like rare for a game these days. So yeah,
like a little bit of jank, but it's still fun.
Exactly. It was like it was a AA game for sure, but it was a AA game that I think everyone should play. Especially if you were like RoboCop and you understand like the RoboCop references and stuff. It's because it's set between RoboCop 2 and 3. And so like if you like RoboCop 1 and 2, which are the best ones, like you'll have a fucking great time with it.
And if you've never watched RoboCop before,
then you should watch you should watch the first RoboCop at least.
And at least stick with the first one.
Yeah, the first RoboCop is a fantastic movie. Like not just like it's a fun 80s kind of romp. Like it's a fucking great film.
Yeah, the second and third one are weird because they kind of like it's like the same day or the next day or something. Like they're really close.
It's pretty close by, but I think the whole thing with 3 especially was that they tried to tone it down to sell toys to kids, so it kind of like it really did not go well. But they did give him a jetpack, so.
Moving on, we have Edge of Memories, which is a Japan-influenced RPG featuring the talents of renowned artists. Man, can you pronounce these names? I'm gonna struggle.
Yasunori Mitsuida, Emi Evans, Sueka Notori, Raita Kazama.
Do you know any of those names?
Not off the top of my head, but they're artists, so I don't follow a lot of. But the art in it looks really good. Like I like the style a lot. It does look like it's the Japanese JRPG style is kind of, you see a lot of it, so it can be hard to kind of pass sometimes. But I like the kind of what they've done with it so far. Like I said, it's kind of Japanese influenced. So I'm curious kind of how it rides that line of like how JRPG is this going to be? Because it kind of it looks like more actiony.
What else do we have? We have the Oculus, which is Daedalic, has 2 new games to show off during the event. One of them is a creepy first-person survival horror where you play as a paranormal investigator, having arrived on the island of Godstone and on the hunt for his father who was last spotted there. It's not long before rebels find him investigating a strange town.
I feel like I've played this game 5 times already, to be honest. Like this feels like Call of Cthulhu or Sinking City, or I'm down. Like I like occult stuff. Like the occult.
They kind of have a theme on what they publish, right?
Yeah, they very much do. Yeah.
Other than that, they had the Fading and Nicole Wilson, which is supernatural influence, described as a story-driven folk horror adventure. The game puts you in the shoes of ghost hunter Britt, who accepts a new job at the Timberland Hotel. Armed with her camera and paranormal gear, Britt quickly realizes that dangerous forces are at play, and a quest for fame might be cut tragically short. Doesn't have a release date, but is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch.
Yeah, it looks alright.
Other than that, there's Hell Is Us, which is an action RPG that aims to blend action with exploration. Showed off a dystopian world that you get to travel in. What makes it particularly interesting that doesn't contain the usual hallmarks of open world game design. Says that instead of quest markers and the like, will require players to rely on their observation skills, reasoning, and intuition to progress through the world and uncover its deepest secrets as part of its player planning design philosophy, and that's coming out September 4th.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that a few weeks ago, right? I think one of the trailers at the Xbox thing. So it looks. I mean, I'm definitely keen on it. It looks great.
A lot of these games, like on my list, they're the kind of games I'll pick up on a sale.
For sure. Yeah.
Unless
they're getting like 9s out of 10s or something, then maybe I'll consider it. But I'm with you though. Yeah.
There's Dragon King the Banished, which is apparently available through Steam Early Access. Hack and slash action RPG from Echo Software. Yeah. The early launch of the game will let players take on the role of one of 4 heroes, as well as introduce gameplay mechanics like the Ancestral Grid skill system and Dragon Companions. The game will also launch on consoles upon its final release. Speaking of which, when was the last time, just on console, we got a really good hack and slash?
Good hack and slash? Diablo 4? Probably? I'm trying to think. I don't think it's anything.
When I think hack and slash, I think of like the original God of War games.
Oh, you mean like a character action game? Yeah, okay.
Like character action, like hack and slash.
Yeah, okay, so something like a Bayonetta or a
Yeah, because the only thing I can think of is what was that time-based one that Omen Sight. Was it Omen Sight?
Well, Omen Sight was not. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Omen Sight did have a bit of that. Yeah, for sure. It was definitely less complex, but that was a long time ago, though. Yeah, I mean, it's not as popular a genre anymore, Like,
yeah.
Devil May Cry 5,
I think I love those kind of games.
Devil May Cry 5 is probably the last one they did, and obviously that won a lot of awards, and people really, really loved it. So it has a ridiculously hard.
This just looks like Torchlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this looks more like a Diablo style kind of
isometric,
kind of not that interesting to be honest.
And the last 2, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, which is
it's an update.
It's
the third season,
another season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Raven's Watch.
Yeah, wasn't that was the one that had a rough launch, right?
Yes, yeah.
Was it online? Yeah.
But
and then Raven's Watch, which is a Hades influenced roguelike. It is getting a free DLC in May. What is it? William Shakespeare's Doom lovers will join the game's roster of heroes as free DLC in May, but the twist here is they can only be used in co-op mode. Players will need to synchronize the pair when they go on the offensive in order to wield their special attacks to maximum efficiency. This one looked keen as well, but I thought trying to get everybody to buy into it was going to be a bit of a hard sell.
Yeah, it's on sale at the moment. Like I think that because it came out, it came out a couple of years ago originally, so this is just kind of more.
I don't think it was that long ago.
Yeah, 2023.
I think it was like a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, no, 2023. It was a couple of years ago.
On Steam.
I think on Steam. I don't know if it came to Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just having a look. Raven's Watch on Xbox on sale. Yeah, I mean it's been out for a little while.
Yeah,
so,
it's just more, I guess. But yeah. But I guess
2024
AA stuff.
Yeah, it was just November last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, quite a few games that I'm pretty keen on to play there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out a few of those. But like I said, I think that's a lot of it's like wait for a sale unless they're getting amazing reviews.
I think RoboCop might check out like day one.
Yeah, I like RoboCop. So yeah, probably the same.
Just because I enjoy what combat is. Anyway, should we follow up from like episode 158 about Tony Hawk?
Yeah, sure. That's all our predictions came true.
Following months of speculation and leaks, Activision had officially released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
The worst kept secret.
So release date is set for July 11th, 2025. They're going to be more expensive editions of the game. They'll offer 3 days early access. We'll have cross-platform online multiplayer. It'll be available for Series X, S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, PC via Battle.net, Windows, and Steam. And it'll launch on day one into Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. So not core, unfortunately. Or
I'm not
not
surprised there. Yeah.
standard, sorry. Everything you loved is back, revamped with more skaters, new parks, gnarlier tricks, eardrum-shattering music, plus a lot more, according to the description accompanying the game's reveal trailer, which is viewable. Drop into new and exciting parks like an abandoned water park, or shredded up across timeless classics like Foundry, Alcatraz College, and more. New skaters join the ranks of returning pros, each equipped with fresh drip and unique tricks. Creative skate, creative modes. Now, the interesting thing was, we've obviously been talking about this. I saw Doom, and then I saw Doom posting Tony Hawk content, and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. Xbox is finally synergizing their brands to.
I mean, they did
That's
synergize their
nice,
brands.
right?
It's technically true.
but not in the way like I thought they were just cross posting on all channels to drive.
I mean, if Doomslayer gets a skateboard in Dark Ages, I'm all about it. That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty cool. The only other thing I should mention about this, I saw that BAM is not going to be
Oh, that's
in
interesting.
the
Okay.
remastered ones. TA did a quick article before. I think he's had some issues.
BAM has had a lot of issues over the years.
Yeah.
He is a very controversial figure, unfortunately. So
if you want to play BAM, go back to the original.
Yeah.
I want Underground again. I really want Underground because it has the most ridiculous story.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I
But
think
then
they'll get there,
that
right?
licensing and all those. Yeah.
Yeah, I never actually played Tony Hawk's 4. 3 was the last one that I played, and kind of because I'm never really a big skateboarding guy, but those games like everyone played them, so I just kind of
You know what I found out yesterday? 3 actually was like one of the last releases for the N64
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that.
in the US. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
which I found
I think
pretty interesting.
in the N64 versions, because I ended up playing like every version of all of those old games, right?
Yeah.
It was in the era where, when you bought stuff on different platforms, you'd actually get different games. So there were some slight changes with the way things kind of worked. I don't remember what they are, but I know Tony Hawk was one of those things. So very interesting.
There's a playable Revenant in there as well. Unique outfits.
Does the trumpet, the Doot thing?
Yeah,
as well.
you have to buy the deluxe edition for that.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
The digital one.
Yeah. You think like back in the day too, this was like of an era where you would have that crazy level shit in like this is.
Oh sure, yeah, you get like Spider-Man in those games and that kind of stuff. Like they had crossover stuff in the past. Was it Darth Maul in one of them?
It was like a 1-to-1 for unlocking secret characters.
Yeah,
you had double the characters by the time you finished it, so it was great. So
interesting. Are you guys gonna play it?
I'm a big maybe, because again, will very much depend on the list.
I'll spend some time in and out. Like,
I reckon I probably could. I reckon I could play it. I could go back.
I'm really bad at skateboarding games, so probably not. I am. Yeah, I'm curious to see kind of if this is like they just do this one and that's it. Iron Galaxy apparently is working on it because Vicarious Visions obviously don't exist anymore. So it's kind of interesting to see them, but I know they've done a lot of co-work with Vicarious Visions on some of the other like Spyro and other bits and pieces games, so not completely out of the wheelhouse. But it's good to see Iron Galaxy at least got some work because I know they had to lay off a few people recently.
Anything else we want to say about it?
I mean, I'm glad that it's happening. I think that like obviously a lot of people were clamoring for it, and that was one of the things Phil Spencer kind of hinted at. Because they Activision were like, yeah, we're not doing it. We closed the studio and we cancelled it. So I'm glad they revived it. They obviously see there's some value there.
Yeah, and this is a good lead-in to getting some of those older games on Game Pass.
For sure. I would be surprised if they don't release, like they release some of the older stuff, Activision stuff on the Game Pass before this comes out. Like I feel like it's a nice lead-in.
I mean, Iron Galaxy had those layoffs, right?
Yeah, they did.
Iron Galaxy?
Yeah, Iron Galaxy a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, they had to lay a few people.
So maybe this kept the studio going for a little bit as well.
Potentially,
because imagine,
yeah, because Rumbleverse obviously isn't around anymore. So
yeah. All right, moving on to the next one. This one was surprising. Iconic game publisher Acclaim has been resurrected with wrestler Jeff Jarrett as an advisor.
that is a sentence.
Yep. So originally founded in 1987 by a trio of former Activision employees, became known for a steady stream of games based on popular IP before eventually declaring bankruptcy on September 1st, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's more than 20 years later, Acclaim is back. In a statement, the publisher said its initial goals are to support indie developers and reignite classic franchises.
Great.
Perhaps it's best known for its licensed games, and one of the key aims of the new company is to resurrect and revitalize its beloved portfolio of classic IP enjoyed for years by millions of players.
Yeah, I have been waiting for Acclaim stuff to come back so bad. Like, there's so many things in my history where just seeing that Acclaim logo go across my screen
it's so weird seeing that. Like, it's just such a prehistoric logo in my memory of like this is like 90s era kind of stuff.
I'm trying to remember what they are now. I'm gonna look for this.
Like the Simpsons games, the early ones.
Yeah, okay.
Quite a few of those were Acclaim.
I'll give you
virtual
notable
Bart?
hits included WWF games, The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants, Terminator 2, Alien 3, Turok Dinosaur Hunter, South Park, and the home versions of Midway series as Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, NBA Jam, obviously, yeah, that makes a lot of
sense. Okay. Yeah. Publishers Acclaim Entertainment. Virtual Bart was something that I played all the time.
That's cool.
Super Nintendo. It's great. So
I'm just trying to see if there's anything.
There's nothing here that I'm like, oh, I must play this again, but it's cool that it's coming back.
I'm just having a quick look if there's any games that like just stick out to me.
Oh yeah, Shadow Man. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and of course we've already seen like Turok and Shadow Man and stuff coming back.
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of what I was
know
saying.
That like it's still there. So, yeah.
All right. Wow, they got a lot. Like it goes the publishing things by year. Like it's crazy how much they put out.
Yeah.
It's no wonder they went under. To be honest, though. I wonder if they're. Yeah, I feel like they're. Bandai Namco Bandai are kind of in that same zone at the moment where they have all that licensed anime stuff and kind of not doing super great for them. So,
yeah,
interesting. All right.
Really? The original Burnout. That's probably where I.
Okay. All right.
A lot of the Spider-Man games was Maximum Carnage on there. Maybe it was.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Like, that was a good game. Yeah, there it is. Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. I'm looking at the wiki. So that was a great one as well. So,
and all these game shoot like Powerpuff Girls and that. Speaking of, did anybody see the horrible trailer for the CW Powerpuff Girls that released today?
Oh god, no. You said CW, and my mind just switched immediately because CW have never. The only good thing CW ever did was like the first season of Flash, and that was pretty much it.
So bad. Anyway, moving on from the story. Sega promises fewer new games but deeper investments in Sonic, Atlas, and Like a Dragon. Sega is planning to release a fewer new games in the next year, but invest in its Persona, Sonic, and Like a Dragon studios. It said during its current business year, which ends on March 31st, the Japanese publisher has released more than 7 full titles, including Super Monkey Ball, Banana Rumble, Metaphor, Rift Fantasio, Sonic X Shadows Generations, and Like Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Asked about its plans for the next fiscal year, which runs from April 2025 to March 2026, it said it will release fewer new games overall. Currently, the company's fully announced games include Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Project Century, plus its legacy IP revivals for Virtua Fighter, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe, and Streets of Rage.
Yeah. Sounds like PR speak for, we didn't really think that far ahead.
Yeah. Or there've been delays in development and just,
exactly.
That's how it falls sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're. I mean, it's just less newer IP and focusing on classics,
which is a shame.
Which I'm really interested to see how, like, what Crazy Taxi apparently is an MMO or
what the fuck,
some like massive online.
It's an online game basically. I think it's open world where you can just kind of like everyone's crazy taxiing all over the place.
I'm interested to see how this stuff pans out for him. Like, Virtua Fighter looked awesome when they showed it off.
Oh yeah. Well, I think like pretty much everything they're doing looks really good. I mean, like all the IGG stuff that Project Century looks fucking amazing.
I think RGG is like such an underrated studio.
Oh,
though.
I mean, they've been just putting out banger after banger after banger, right? Like, they've got so many good games, and they obviously know. It's like between them and Atlas, like Sega are doing pretty fucking well. It does feel like though it's been a while since we've had a Persona game. Like, I'm just putting that out there. Like, this year would be a great time to announce Persona 6 because it's been a long.
Were you not satisfied with Metaphor?
Metaphor is fucking incredible, but it's not even made by the Persona team, right? It's made by a spin-off of there. They still have the original team. To be fair, we did have Reload, right, last year as well, which also was very, very good. The rumor is that they're potentially going to remaster 1 and 2. Remake 1 and 2, because they'll need to, because those games are ancient.
Yeah.
So that would make a lot of sense. But, like, let me put it this way. Persona 5 was originally announced for the PlayStation 3. Just to put it in perspective of like how old that game actually is. Obviously, it came out on the PS4 and Xbox One and whatever, but
and still PS3, it still came out.
PS3, but it's like, and then obviously Royal came out, so they do but it's been a long time since we've had a numbered Persona game. So I think they need to do a 6th one. I need more. I love Atlas. Like, everything they do is just fucking fantastic. So
Too many games as it is. It's fun.
That is true. I do have Unicorn Overlord that I'm also playing in the background, but that's more tactic stuff, and I'm not very good at it.
Final news story to close it all out. NetEase is offering compensation after last-minute console delay for hero shooter Fragment. I got myself hyped on this. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna add to the list for April, and it's gonna be like just one of those games I do, and then. Of course, delayed indefinitely because they can't optimize it for consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, this...
So straight off the bat, it released on March 6th.
Yeah.
I know, I think I've seen 30,000 concurrent viewers on Twitch and that.
Yeah, it's definitely got some...
relatively good.
Mm-hmm.
The whole premise of it seems really fun.
This is not going to have legs. I'm telling you right now. This we're going to see.
Most online. Most of these. No.
Yeah, we're gonna see a cancellation of new content in 6 months and a shutdown in less than a year. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. This it looks fine. But when I saw this was at what the Game Award? No, not the Game Awards. It was at Summer Games Fest last year. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It just kind of got a really quick trailer. And I was like,
I like the look at it though.
I like the idea and the look, but I just think that in this day and age in this market,
yeah, I just it depends on how fresh they can keep the content.
Well, if it's not coming to consoles, I mean, I get the thing is that delayed indefinitely. Yeah. Is it ever going to come to consoles? I guess it depends on how well the PC version does, right?
Sorry, they don't even need to add new characters to this. They can add card packs with...
Announcing the delay, the Fragpunk team said it encountered unexpected technical challenges in optimization and adaptation during the console compliance testing process. Rather than rushing the console release and providing potentially poor user experience, we made the difficult decision to delay the launch. So, the week of launch, though, just seems such a weird spot to...
Right. This is the kind of thing where it's how did this happen?
Unless they just wanted to go it's on PC if you're interested, yeah. And,
they'd never planned on having it come out to console. Yeah.
If they've promised the $10 in-game credit when it's released for the console, then they're basically it's gonna be a Resident Evil Reverse situation. They have to release it because they have to. Value, the stuff that they've already said that they do. So...
I'll check it out when it comes out, but yeah. All right, cool. Any other news?
No, I think there's quite a bit. There's been a few other bits and pieces going on, but I think that's probably enough.
Yeah, no new game announcements. All right. Game Pass.
Yeah, you want to read through those?
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
So we have Balatro that hit Cloud Console PC. For all tiers, we had Monster Train.
Come back.
This is the first time.
Second time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I did it when it was leaving last time.
Yep. Galactica is now with Game Pass Standard. You guys might need to provide some context on this. I completely missed these ones. One Lonely Outpost Game Pass Ultimate PC Game Pass on March 6th, so it's out now.
Yeah, like it's a 1.0 release, so I guess we'll see. I don't know much about it.
Do you know anything about it?
Other than it's kind of like a cozy space farming sim kind of thing, I think is the idea. Not really on my radar, to be honest.
Okay. I don't know anything about it, so...
Sci-fi, colonialism, life sim, terraform a barren world, turn wastelands into vert. It looks pretty similar to a Stardew Valley clone.
Yeah, it's very much that kind of like cozy farming sim kind of thing. Yeah, with some like extra bits attached. Looks
Mixed
alright.
on Steam. Game tries to put a spin on the farm sim with several novel ideas, however falls flat.
Yeah.
Alright, then we've got Enter the Gungeon.
It's coming back.
All Tears.
Yep.
Mudjack.
This game's apparently fucking fantastic. So this is one of those.
Yeah.
Ones I'll probably jump
I
into.
saw this one before and I was like, alright, I need to...
The style looks crazy.
High octane action shooter that puts you in a classic anime. Pick your favorite weapon. It looks very similar to that Anglefoot, the Devolver.
Yes. Yeah. It does have that.
Like, gives me that kind of vibes.
Yeah. It has a very
Just it.
making fun of 80s vaporware kind of aesthetic stuff with like hardcore,
Right,
crazy
okay.
sci-fi neon bullshit stuff. Like very Far Cry Blood Dragon kind of vibes. Looks fun.
Okay.
Looks really fun.
That sounds cool. So...
I'm definitely going to check that out. That's March 13th. And then we've got 33 Immortals, which is coming to game preview on March 18th.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see if it has achievements.
Games leading Game Pass on March 15th. We've got Evil West, Yakuza 5 and 6, Solar Ash, SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Liza P, and No More Heroes. I would say
Yeah.
list SpongeBob is probably the easiest one you can get done.
For sure. It's,
Yeah.
So
pretty straightforward.
20 hours.
Yeah, maybe like 15. It's not, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A side note about Balatro too, it never had a PC Windows Store release until it hit Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
So one thing it's done to benefit getting to Game Pass is that they finally got that Windows Store release out, which is, it's so much easier to
Is it Play Anywhere?
Yeah.
Probably,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
it
sure.
would be. Yeah, pretty much everything
Yeah.
on Game Pass is these
Yeah,
days.
I primarily use it on cloud, and it was cloud if you'd purchased it before, but now it's Game Pass cloud console everywhere, kind of.
Rehydrated does have a PC stack, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll do
Right.
that. I don't know.
If you're going to play anything else out of that list too, like Liza P, I mean, you probably wait off and get it with
I
the
would say wait
DLC.
for the DLC, but Evil West
Yeah,
is definitely
yeah.
is a must play, I think. I think everyone should play
I
it.
started Evil West.
One of the best double A's
Finish it.
I played.
So,
Probably shouldn't have gone for Astumi on the hardest difficulty first, but
That
we
definitely
live and
should
we
not
learn.
have done that. Yeah, I could have told you that. I don't know. Sorry, I did tell you that, actually. But
halfway through the playthrough
I
doesn't
mean,
count,
hey,
buddy.
look, you don't ask, you don't know, right? But yeah.
challenge accepted.
Alright. You want to do Patreon shoutouts?
Yeah, Patreon. So Patreon, if you don't know, we have a Patreon. It helps support the show. We put the money straight back into it so we can do things like the word challenge, pay for equipment, pay for hosting and licensing and that kind of stuff for getting the podcast up on all the platforms. So a huge thank you to Lee Howard, Mikhail KV, Natolan Edit, Mad Lefty, Admiral Awesome, Happy Moogles, Kung Fu Skills, Hack and Pone, Cavalier 07, Old Mate Clown, Mace J, Left Legacy, and McNulty. We literally could not afford to do the show without you guys, so thank you so much. And if you do want to help support the show, we accept any kind of donations. All the content, extra content we do is not behind any kind of gates. It's all, if it's whether you give us $2 or $200, you get the same stuff. We don't want to be gating content from people based on how much they give us. We just want everyone to be able to access it a little bit extra, just for helping support the show. So thank you all so much. All right, and then we also have the monthly theme, the Biomaterial Burden. So we are now in March. I announced this last week or the other week, but it is Bring Out Your Dead for March and April. So you got to complete games that feature undead, zombies, ghosts, vampires, and other spookies. So we're currently playing Phasmophobia. That counts. Doom counts.
Yep.
I saw Jake was the first one to complete a game where he did Harry Potter, which has ghosts in it, which I guess technically counts.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
skirting the line on that one, I think, but it's
It
fair.
really does have a lot of ghosts.
It does have a lot of ghosts, and I guess the Inferni technically count as zombies, so I suppose that kind of works. So I'll let him skate past on that one. But you get your completions in there. Let us know what you're playing, what your lists are. I got a whole list of stuff that I'm going to get around to, but I've been busy with Ubisoft stuff, which we'll transition into now, I guess. Yeah, I'll go first because I've got a big list, but it'll probably be a quick list. I picked up Ubisoft Plus because like I've talked about before, I'm unemployed, so I've had a bit of extra time. I thought now's a great time to just kind of smash through that. I had a gift card, so it cost me 90 cents to get a month. So I went through and did the DLC for Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. DLC was pretty good. It's like 3 or 4 hours long. Has some of the harder platforming sections from the rest of the game, which I've really enjoyed. Like, it wasn't just like an easy DLC. I mean, it wasn't difficult because the game's relatively straightforward, but yeah, it was it was good. It also fills in the kind of plot hole of the end of the game being like, hey, we killed all these guys, and I was like, there was definitely a guy there that I saw you did not fight, and it turns out that they kind of sectioned that off for the DLC to kind of complete the story. It was an interesting. They added a couple of new mechanics and kind of a new puzzle kind of stuff around like being chased mechanics, similar to kind of how the Dahaka worked in was it Warrior Within. Also did Valiant Hearts Coming Home, which is the sequel to the other Valiant Hearts game. It's fine. It's a 2D side-scrolling kind of game about World War One. Fucking depressing, sad, really sort of heartfelt stuff, but kind of showing the lives of people who kind of fought on both sides of that war. Also did the DLCs for Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. So the 2 DLC packs that they announced for it. One of them is kind of like there are 3 tribes in the game. You spend a lot of time with the first tribe and then a little bit of time with the second and third. They kind of expand the second and third with these extra story stuff. They were fine. Like, it's just kind of more of the same. They didn't really add a lot. They added like a new skill tree to one of them, but it felt very samey. Like, it was very safe, kind of like 5 to 6 hour kind of new area, new missions, but not really like new, like no new weapons, not a lot new content, just kind of more of the same. Also played Beyond Good and Evil 20th anniversary. Like I said, I'm getting through these Ubisoft Plus games. Beyond Good and Evil is a must-play game in some way or some form. Either whether you play the 20th anniversary edition or if you've still got the old 360 version in your backlog, or you got the original Xbox PlayStation version. Like, Beyond Good and Evil is such a fantastic, like, it's one of those games that just always stuck in my mind, and I was so happy to go back to it. And it's still just as good as it was 20 years ago. The only thing is that, like, you know, there are a couple of things around, like, the controls not being quite as tight. Like, it is it's primarily a stealth game, actually, to be honest, but it has a sort of Zelda-esque kind of action-adventure, light puzzles, story-heavy kind of thing going on with a lot of really interesting world building for a game that's only about maybe 8 hours long. But definitely recommend it. The 20th anniversary edition is pretty good. You do kind of have to do everything in the game to get all the achievements, but most of it's pretty straightforward. I've got one achievement left for doing a speed run, which you have to do a second playthrough on a speedrun mode, but you can finish, like, there's no time limit. You just got to finish it in speedrun mode. So I just have to do another playthrough at some stage. Skull and Bones. So this is, okay. So like I said, trying to make the most of Ubisoft Plus. I was like, I skipped this last year when I picked up Ubisoft Plus because I was like, I didn't really want to play Skull and Bones. I'm nearly done with it. I got 3 achievements left, and I put about maybe 20 hours into it or so. It's all right. It's really basic. It's incredibly basic in terms of, like, you're in the ship, you get a couple of weapons, and you go around sinking ships, and sometimes you fight a settlement to get some resources, to get a better ship, to get some more weapons, and then you just repeat. And then you do some missions. The story is, like, paper thin. There's a lot of, like, live service-y kind of active events going on and that kind of stuff, but I think they used to have like a server thing where it's like, they have multiple servers. Now I think it's just the one server because I don't think they have that many people playing it anymore. It's fine. You know, it is a solid 6 out of 10, kind of 7 out of 10. No, it's a 6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10 game where it's like, it's fine. If you like pirates, it's inoffensive. It would be I feel like it would be a lot more fun if you had like 3 buddies. You all have different ships with slightly different abilities and builds. And you kind of just going along the seas and just fucking things up and just kind of going through the story. I'm just kind of playing it on my own. Yeah, last 3 achievements, like one of them is like for sailing a shitload, and one of them is for like harvesting like 10,000 of this material, which is going to take fucking forever. So, yeah, it's fine.
It feels like it could have easily been a better game. But then I guess the
100%.
better game is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, it exactly. Like it is kind of. It kind of doesn't feel like it has a tone or like a. It kind of feel like you have like a silent protagonist, and it doesn't really feel like story. Like it could have had like a strong story and like leaned into the pirate stuff, or it could have had like more co-op stuff and more open world stuff.
It could have just been an online multiplayer.
It could have like there's some like, but it feels like it's just like they kind of. And I feel like maybe this is why part of the reason it took 10 years that they couldn't decide what kind of game it was. And they just kind of ended up with like the really kind of surface level sailing game from Assassin's Creed 4, really.
Yeah.
And then, the big one was Star Wars Outlaws. So I got this done and I really enjoyed it. I recognize that it is not an amazing game. I think that it's got some problems. I think its combat is really... it's way too simple. Like the shooting is kind of really simple. The platforming, kind of climbing stuff is fine. The puzzle stuff is okay. The story stuff is all right. Like I really like the kind of the latter half of the game is really really good, where you start learning stuff and it starts ramping up. Like it starts getting into that like Fallen Order level story stuff. Where I'm like, okay, good. This is the Star Wars shit that I really like, where it's like the intrigue and the character stuff, but. There's kind of like a little bit too much of just like not a lot happening in the middle of it. Like the contracts aren't that interesting, and a lot of the stories are kind of, and the space combat is kind of bland. Like it's just, but I didn't get bored throughout the whole thing. I was like I had a good time, but I didn't have like a great time. Like I wasn't like I need to see more of this. I need more of this, or I want to. There was an achievement for doing 40 contracts, and I was never like, oh man, I really can't wait to do all 40 of these contracts. It was like, okay, I'll do the easiest ones.
Ubisoft fetch quests.
It definitely suffers from that. But I think, like you guys have said, the world building and like there's so many Star Wars things.
Especially
The environments. The environments are amazing.
Environments are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. I do kind of wish there was maybe one more world. I feel like maybe it's just I don't know. I feel like I could have done with one more planet maybe.
I don't know. I feel like the worlds that they already had like pretty expansive enough. There's definitely plenty to.
Sure, I'm not like in terms of like size. I was totally happy with like the amount of content, but I feel like I could have made maybe a little bit more variety in terms of like Tatooine and the first place they're on aren't that kind of different. Like one's a desert, one's kind of like plains and kind of mountains and stuff. But it's like I don't know. I was kind of like, and like Kijimi is just the city. I kind of would have liked a big city, like a really big, like a kind of I don't know, like a. Like an Assassin's Creed style thing where they had like a larger city, but I don't know. Anyway, I think overall I had a good time with it. And for a big Star Wars nerd like me, there was so much in there for like, you go to Tatooine, you go to the cantina, and if you go to the cantina and you see where Han Solo was sitting with Greedo in the first movie in Episode 4, you see the blast mark where he shot him and that kind of stuff. Like there's like they understood so well, and there's also a couple of characters in there from like the books. And like some real deep cuts and stuff that is like important stuff that happens later on. So I mean, I know this game didn't sell super well, and I think they were kind of pretty unhappy with it. But if Ubisoft is still around in a couple of years, it would be great to see a sequel. Like I would love to see what they would do another game.
Yeah. They definitely knows where it fits into the world
for sure.
So much.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say the only thing I don't think we've spoken about really before is the clans.
That's actually I think that's maybe indicative of kind of how non-consequential they are for the whole game. Is that it kind of feels like really tacked on, like
I feel like it's such an interesting concept that they could have worked with.
Yeah,
but they play it way too safe.
Way too safe, and I think that it has basically no impact on the story at all, outside of like one tiny bit at the very end, which again makes no difference. And I'm totally with you. I feel like they played it very, very safe, and it just felt kind of inconsequential. Like it could have been something like the Nemesis system, right? Or something to that degree. It never was going to be because Ubisoft never would make a swing that much, right? But yeah, I feel like that they kind of hyped it up quite a bit, and it has really no bearing on the game outside of the couple of areas that you can or can't go into if you're like. Depending on your rating with them, which you can sneak into anyway, and they're tiny areas. So I don't know. But the fact that we didn't talk about it, I think, is probably says more about it than anything else. But But yeah, that's kind of me. So I've been busy the last couple of weeks just trying to knock out as many of these games as possible. So I'm going to try and get Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil done this weekend, and then I got to try and figure out if there's anything else on Ubisoft Plus that I want to play. I'll put suggestions, maybe a Monopoly or something. I don't know. We'll see. But that's me. What have you guys been up to? Kia, let's go with you.
So I'd been going back to a whole bunch of old stuff on the 360. I helped out a friend do Aliens Colonial Marines.
Wow, that's a throwback to a fucking
They needed
terrible
one
game.
achievement in that was easier to. It was defeating like one of the spawnable. You can spawn as different aliens in the multiplayer, and it was easier to spawn that character and then have the player kill it with a pistol because you had to take it down.
Gotcha.
Like the alien down with one of the standard pistols. So I helped them do that. Did a little bit of the story. The story's trash.
Yep.
Because you spend half the time fighting Marines and not aliens.
Yeah, what were they thinking?
I don't understand why. And then they have like set pieces where like something will happen. It's like, oh, something blows up and it's like, oh, I used to live there. Oh well. It's just like, oh, okay. Your home just got destroyed, right? And you're just brushing it off. But yeah, I think if this game had legs outside of the controversy and all that kind of everything that revolved around this game, and its issues, the multiplayer is actually really good. And there's a few like forward. They had some of the typical aliens versus Marines kind of stuff in there. All the standard, TDM and capture the zone kind of modes. But they actually had an escape mode as well. You had to play it to do one of the achievements. And the escape mode, like, it's what you're seeing in some of the games now. Like, even, like, it's going through an area and being chased by an alien. And you're going from zone to zone to zone to escape the hive, essentially.
It's like an interesting concept, yeah.
And it plays really well. I didn't exactly have. I mean, at that point, this other person was being the alien, and then just following me around, and jumping on the ship to leave at the end, and all that kind of business.
Sure.
So so it was a bit of fun. But I mean, so it wasn't consequential at all. But it was fun. So at least for just get a little bit of an insight of what, where it could have gone. So, but it had some fun mechanics, like kind of stuff too. So, other than that, I had a random session pop up for Don King Prizefighter of all things.
I forgot the game had existed.
Yeah, totally. And it's just one of those games that I had 2 copies of for years because there's one single achievement that you had to have 8 people for a tournament. And It's basically like get 8 people in, one person knocks out another, they move to the, and then there's 4 people in the tournament from the people that knocked out, and then it's down to 2. Well, kind of like the table tennis stuff, the Rockstar table tennis. But this is like a old 2K game that still has its multiplayer mode accessible.
I guess it's peer-to-peer, right? It'd have to be at this point.
Exactly. It's
shut it down.
gotta be peer-to-peer because like they would have shut this down a long time ago if it wasn't. So, and it doesn't run very well either. So in the end, when we were trying to do the matching up, we were having so many people dropping out. It would just crash back to the main menu, and then you try to load in. You actually had a dashboard and then go back into the game. But when you go back into the game, eventually it would detect that you're still in that session, and then it would put you in the final, like versing some other person. And you like I was the second person to get the achievement, and I skipped the entire middle tier and didn't even fight.
Okay, so it's a mess.
So it's a mess. But I'm glad, I'm normally like the last person or something waiting at the end to get the achievement or something. And then, I managed to get it first. Because I was at the bottom of that list, but we could not control who was getting what and when. So, I jumped into Halo Master Chief Collection again.
That's a throwback.
This game Yeah, because this is on the back end of the previous themed event, right? So with Halo 1 and 2, I'm like, right, I'm gonna go in and get some Halo 1 and 2 achievements. And I ended up just knocking out all of the random stuff in Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. It's just like the load into a mission, go here, check this terminal,
Yeah.
find the secret message kind of stuff. So I still need to do 4 ODST and
Reach.
Reach and just do all their random stuff. But I was actually using like a one-handed keyboard, like one of the little first-person
Oh
shooter
yeah,
kind of.
yeah. The back when like Counter
Yeah,
Strike was
yeah,
super
yeah, yeah.
big, and
So
there was
and and then from that, I decided to grab. I've got it right here. The Razer Tartarus,
Oh nice.
which turns out just plugs straight into the series console, and you can just use it
Oh shit. Okay,
for first-person shooters and stuff.
that's really
And
cool.
yeah, so I tested that out with Call of Duty Zombies, Modern Warfare 3 stuff because I still need to do that. Because I enjoyed the experience of just having a mouse and keyboard in my lap, that not having a full keyboard and just having that WASD experience, was really good. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of first-person shooters with that now. So because there's heaps of stuff like Stalker 2 that just works straight out of the box mouse and
That's
keyboard if you want on the console too.
that's really cool. I didn't even realize.
Mm.
Huh.
Mm. And it's funny the games that you don't realize have mouse and keyboard support that do, like Suicide Squad and Lords of the Fallen and stuff.
I guess like if something's play
Because
anywhere, right? They technically
it
do need to
is,
have some
right?
sort of
So
bindings for it.
technically.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. I started State of Decay as well for the new themed event. This one's kind of like the 360 version still has the old. What they did was that they let you upload your saves to on the Xbox One version. So if you do a bit on the 360 and you unlock achievement at a time, you can upload your save to the one version and then unlock it there as well. So people are more doing it for the DLC because the DLC areas are actually a lot more complicated. The second one is it Breakout, I think. It's a lot longer and it's the longest, so you get to the end of the DLC, upload your save, and unlock all the achievements. But you can technically do it throughout the main base game just to kind of knock out those random achievements. Like there's a couple of story-based ones that you could miss, so you can technically just back up your save a little bit that way. But it's fun. But using the 360 version of the game is not as fun as the other version.
I was gonna say, is there you got like a good walkthrough or something for that? Because I have that started years and years and years ago, then I never got back to it. So this would be a good time to do it, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm just kind of taking note of the TA stuff, and there's four different quests that are missable, and they're just related to side characters. And if a character dies or doesn't die, so you just got to be careful.
Gotcha.
And there's certain characters with certain abilities that you want to keep an eye on as well. So, like, I think his name might be, I think it's Marcus, the original guy you start as. He has a set ability that will be good later on for an achievement. That if he dies, then you need to die with other characters to work out which one has the ability to get that ability back. So you've just got to not die.
Right. Okay,
So, but yeah, just keep in mind when these pop up and if you can upload your save before you have to deal with that, so you can kind of go on both versions and get the random achievement
Gotcha.
that you might need for those quests.
I'm assuming the Xbox One version's Game Pass as well, right?
It is, yeah. So, and you can use all the DLC on. I have all the DLC for the 360, but you get that with Game Pass.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's great. Okay,
So you can
maybe
just
I'll
kind
do
of
that then. Yeah.
load it all up and just kind of do it all together at the same time. Have both loaded up and just sat at the title screen of the one version and just load into it every time you upload your save and you're good.
Cool.
I tested it out with...
State of Decay 2.
Yeah. I know,
Oof.
right? So...
Oof. Big yikes. Big yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Other than that, X Defiant was the only other one I think I played by myself. I went and started this. I had progress in a lot of the achievements, but I never actually earned an achievement in the game. So I was like 80% for win X amount of matches or whatever. So things like that. So I loaded it up. Actually, the maps that they added to it, like the Rayman level and stuff like that, with the lums, you're jumping around and on bounce pads and stuff, and it's all Rayman themed, things like that, and you're collecting lums and stuff, and it's actually the levels are really good. So I mean, it just sucks that it's an Ubisoft game, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, because like there's so much content, they like having all of their extra content in the maps where they wouldn't make characters, like if they did stuff with the rabbits and things like that, which I don't think they did. Is so much better when you've got like the serious characters that you play as.
Sure.
And you've just got all these outlandish worlds, which is really good. So yeah, this new Assassin's Creed map is fine as well. It's very Assassin's Creed.
When are they shutting that down? Is that
thing.
May? June?
June, actually.
Yeah.
I think.
But you can't start it now, right? Unless you've already downloaded it or bought it or whatever. I don't know.
It's still readily available. I'm sure it is.
Okay, maybe I might do it. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, you would be able to like match up and do a couple of the weird things. There's an achievement for playing in a party. But you need to get MVP 3 times. That's probably the only other thing that's going to be annoying.
That was the one that Shane was raging at. Yeah.
Yeah. So because of all the sweats in the game at the moment, so it's okay. I was consistently getting top 3 or 4, but it's top 3 or 4 on my side, and there's always one guy on one of the teams that is just well ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, yeah, that's nearly about it. But we did, as you mentioned before, play Phasmophobia.
We did, yeah.
What do you think of Phas?
I think it's a fucking mess. I think that game is really weird and broken and does not explain itself very well at all. It is fun. It is an enjoyable game.
It is fun.
But holy shit, do I not know what the fuck is going on most of the time.
Yeah, like...
Yeah. The idea is like, you can only hold 3 things, but here's like a million different gadgets you can use. I'm like, well, how do I do this? What's the strategy? I feel like we only played 1 session, and we'll have to play a million more of them. But
and you upgrade the items, and they look completely different, and you're like, is this the dot thing or?
Yeah.
So they all look completely different. I commend them for like the content that they've added to the game. Right, there's so much stuff that kind of makes me excited for the DLC that they've announced and stuff like that they've said's coming. I don't think they've announced anything, but they said they're supporting more content for Xbox and stuff. But just going in the 3 of us ghost hunting, and the jump scares are really good. Things like that. I'm getting old. So every single thing I'm jumping at. So there's some really, really good stuff going on in there, like the ghost moments and stuff like that.
We got a couple of them right as well, so that's good. We weren't completely fucking it up, but we got a lot of them wrong. I think we got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do. But we'll keep playing it and see how we go. But yeah, it's definitely fun. Yeah. And Cameron, so you've been playing. We've been playing a lot of DBZ. So
Cameron's favorite game.
So
let's
I was
go into what you've been playing, and yeah.
I'll go through it. So I spent probably a good 2 weeks grinding out the rest of Grid Legends.
Oh yeah.
And that took quite a while, but yeah, finally got it done. After that, preparing for our theme month, I started downloading some games. So I've downloaded like Dying Light 2 for this weekend. I downloaded Zombie Army Trilogy because Natalator kept on getting in my ear about how he was going to beat me to the completion, and guess what? He didn't, so it's all good.
Bam!
Should have got the collectibles, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, he said apparently
quickly, so I guess yeah, he said apparently collectibles, what?
Oh, collectibles put him to sleep. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, well, what you need to do is you need to get you need to get Stubby, and you need to get Ickles, and you need to get Bulbasaur. So I was using somebody from the UK, so no lady, you got no excuse. Anyway, I played a lot of Rebellion games this year already, for whatever reason. I finished Sniper Elite 5. I've been doing Sniper Elite Resistance, even though it's a buggy part, like just a really, really buggy mess in terms of Chapter 4. But yeah, went back and got Zombie Army Trilogy done because I originally played it solo and I never thought to go back to it. So that was a good bit of cleanup. Outside of that, us as a group of Stubby have been doing Wildlands. I don't think there's really much other than say that essentially it is a big Ubisoft map where you do a lot of missions that don't really mean much.
It's, man, like, I mean, we've played some Ubisoft games that have pretty light story on them, right? This game is like paper thin.
The problem is, like, I can play it for 2 hours and enjoy it, but then after it, the content's just too similar that I start falling asleep.
Yeah,
you can go AFK, and as long as you're pressing the join mission button with other players,
which is what I find that I'm doing. I'm really struggling.
We've made really good progress, though. We have made a lot of progress.
Yeah, we're over 50%.
I mean, Matt's just like, I don't have a job. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going, exactly.
And I'm like, it's midnight. I need my beauty sleep. God knows I need my fucking beauty sleep. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Outside of that, I guess the biggest two priorities for me this week, or 3 priorities, I should say, is PvZ. I had everything done but 5 achievements in the Legends of the Lawn DLC. I never thought to go back to it because they were very RNG based achievements, and I was like, whatever. The achievements I needed were to defeat a Treasure Yeti, to get 7 diamonds from a Treasure Yeti, to get a Super Wave Vampire, and then the other 2 was summoning 3 particular items. Something else I've forgotten. It was relatively easy. So with Kio's help, primarily, and a little bit of help from Stubby and from Todd, I'm down to 1 achievement.
Oh, that should be easy then.
That 1 achievement is to get a Super Wave Vampire. Yeah, you would think. RNG is an absolute BRTCH. I've played this game essentially 10 hours over the last 3 days grinding for this achievement alone. And me and Kia will do a little bit in the morning, and we'll do a little bit in the afternoon, and then we just go like... Every time it's like the first slot that comes up is Vampire, and then it's like Gravestone or something. And
we had 2
you look up all the solutions.
Yeti Super Waves in a row.
Yeah, so we've had essentially every other Yeti wave in existence. You look up the old guides and they're just like, do this particular map. Make sure you're playing with 4 players. Do a harder difficulty. We've attempted everything.
It's just random, right? Like, what are you going to do?
That's what I was going to say.
And I'm very curious on just the community's perspective of like, what's the most painful RNG achievement you've gone for? Yeah, because like I can't think outside of this achievement much RNG achievements that have really rubbed me the wrong way. But like, I would rather go back to Splitgate 1,000 wins.
Of all things,
because so the other thing too is I've been playing PvZ, Battle for the Neighborhoodville, I think it's called. So I've been playing the 3rd one because the 2nd one is delisted content or discontinued content. That one is essentially 200 wins with each character. There's 24 characters, and it's very easy to do, but then you've got to rank up each character to essentially level 50. Fortunately, the zombies have an AFK method that you can kind of just let it go if you got 2 controllers and get them done easily. And then I think Bulbasaur, there was another way for 8 other plants, but I've been doing that a little bit just to... Like, I love Plants vs. Zombies as a game. Garden Warfare is a very interesting game, and I'm glad that it's that kind of, like, FPS kids market.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm really
I was playing
it.
Percy the other day and trying to teach her how to do directional... Like, you had Percy the other day. She was like, oh, I'm going to help Keo, and it was very cute.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Problem
and
is
I was
I
just following
it's just
Percy
the
around,
idea.
making sure she wasn't dying, and our garden
Just
was
the
just
idea.
getting wiped. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
this game, like with
It was
everything that
fun, though.
everyone said about the RNG in this game, I think there are no conditions for the RNG in this game. I'm convinced that easy, normal, hard, crazy mode, it doesn't matter. You could play on any difficulty, and there's just a chance that you might get it at some point.
Yeah. Seems
So
like
we
it.
could be playing on easy, but all these
But
people are
the
saying
thing is,
different
too, you
things,
gotta
and we're
defeat the
trying
wave.
maps, and yeah. So, but yeah,
I mean, the thing is, you got to defeat the wave. If you get to round 10 and it's a case of your garden's got like 10% health, you're basically
yeah, exactly.
screwed.
Yeah, you have to keep your garden up,
So-
otherwise, yeah. But yeah, because I
But
come off
yeah,
the back of doing
I would say
the
Plants
60
vs
version.
Zombies is the main thing I've been doing
Yeah.
this week.
Mm.
I would say, fortunately enough, funnily enough, the RNG for the Treasure Yeti achievement, 7 diamonds as well, getting that wave to spawn
That
is very,
works.
very troublesome. If you do get it, it will be in either wave 3 or wave 8.
Mhm.
And I was just focusing on that achievement first because I thought that was going to be the issue one. I got Treasure Yeti a few times. Like, I would say probably one every 2 to 3 hours of gameplay. Until I started playing KO and getting it, I think, a little bit more frequently. Not by much, but
That's not too
I
bad,
know
right?
we've
That's like
accounted like, what, 3 or 4 now?
doable.
Yeah.
It's
There's 2
it's
achievements
fine,
there.
like,
You have
it's
to
still
defeat one and then
RNG,
get the
but
7. Yeah.
Now, my darling fiance, soon to be wife, I got 2 of the diamonds by myself, and then one morning it comes out, and we're just watching YouTube because we've got small monitors set up in front of the big monitor, we're watching YouTube or news or something, and she's sitting down just enjoying her breakfast. And of course, I get a Treasure Yeti, and of course, I get 5 diamonds straight off the bat then. So I get my achievement. I'm not worried about that RNG aspect of it. And she is forever taken ownership of the fact that she is the good luck charm.
Oh, for sure. Yep. I've been in that same situation. I was
For
thinking,
days. For days now.
like I know there was an achievement in The Witcher 2 for
Yeah.
I think it was like dice poker, and you had to get like a couple of double sixes or something. It was like no, I think you had to get like all of the same number, and you got like 2 rolls to do it. And so
Yeah.
it was like it was ridiculous RNG, and like I did it so many times. Elsa did it like 3 times and got it.
Yeah.
So
Well, Cameron, hold
Yeah.
on to those brownie points until you get those vampire waves. If
Yeah,
she's not
exactly.
there when that happens.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I swear if I said one more Yeti though. Anyway, so yeah, I've been working on that. And then the last game I want to talk about is a little shout out to Left of Legacy. Me and him got the Doom Eternal multiplayer done the other day, the battle mode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the point of this.
No, it really
Game
felt
mode
tacked
at all.
on, right? I mean, to be fair, I don't feel like I saw the point of having a multiplayer mode in 2016 either. You know, I just don't feel. I felt really kind of tacked on.
It's one of those things that feels like it's probably fun internally, but that's pretty much it. Like I don't expect you getting a few guys together to get, you know, Doom.
Yeah,
Battle
who's
mode
like,
done,
hey
but-
guys, let's jump on and do some Doom
mean, that's
multiplayer.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the way that they did the Doom Eternal because of the grapple hook and all those other things. Maybe they just didn't know how to balance a bunch of guys in a room with grapple hooks, and it would have been too much, right?
Yeah.
So they had to balance it out and make it so.
You know what? The fun is in the chaos, though.
Yeah, totally.
The
So
fun is always in the chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Doom 2016 one was very.
But yeah, me and Legacy got that done. Yeah, me and Legacy got that done. That wasn't too hard. I'm about 4 missions in. Macca's guides for this is actually pretty decent, but the biggest problem I have with this compared to 2016 is 2016 feels relatively well paced, whereas in every mission this is like an hour.
Oh, you mean the base, the game itself? Yeah, I think the missions are way too big.
Like in terms of base game. So 2016, I think I got to what originally took me off 2016 was I got to the part where you get into hell, and then it's like a 45 to 50-minute mission.
Yeah, but that is.
And then
the
I was
game,
immediately
but-
like, I'll jump off this.
Yeah. And
Oh,
no, I
halfway?
guess. Yeah, about halfway probably. Yeah, I think that the fact that Eternal has
Yeah.
fast travel within the levels means that they're too long. I think that the fact that you can
Really?
fast travel to different parts of the map is like the game's too long, guys. You should have cut it in half.
That's why I'm just like, all right, I'm doing the video guides. I'm doing all one go. If I miss anything, like I'm not giving myself the opportunity to miss anything.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
But other than that, the platforming. I know that when I've talked to Alex about it in the past, the platforming that was apparently a big issue. But I don't think it's not great, but it's good.
I'm curious, because how far are you in?
The only 4 missions.
Okay. All right.
But I'm collecting everything as well. I'm putting upgrade points into what I think is
Sure.
going to be most beneficial. The only thing I think Macca's guides early on were like just focus on health for suit upgrades. Whereas I'm finding the ammo to be a little bit of an issue.
Definitely. Yeah.
But I think that's because the guys led me to that.
No, I think
if I had started with ammo, it probably would have been.
I think that's a problem with Doom Eternal in general. And probably my biggest problem with the game is the fact that the ammo economy is so different from 2016, because the idea is you're supposed to be swapping weapons all the time and doing the thing where it's like you hit him with the flamethrower to get armor, you hit him with the chainsaw to get ammo, you do the glory kills to get health back, and it's just like you constantly have to cycle weapons and thinking about it, and I really just kind of did not enjoy that after a while.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you need, there's some areas where you're definitely using all your weapons, but I think they might have rebalanced it, because the issue for me now is the overemphasis on glory kills.
Yeah, there's a lot, yeah.
I kind of just want to get through that animation a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It still feels satisfying to do a glory kill and that kind of stuff, but then unless it's a new enemy, I don't really...
Yeah.
The missions are long enough. I'm basically doing 2 missions a day now, just because that's all that I can essentially stomach.
I might do the same, to be honest. I need to go back, because I'm doing the life, sort of limited lives playthrough.
Yeah.
Which again, you got to collect the lives again to stay above them, so it's a bit of a pain. But yeah, I think I can't even remember where I got to. I got
it just feels weird because 2016 is so well paced.
Exactly. That's I know. It got good reviews for Eternal, but I know a lot of people are kind of just kind of not as good as 2016. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see if the DLC corrects it, kind of.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear more about where you get to with it. All right. Yeah. We also have the Word Challenge, which is a competition where I come up with a game and you go on our Discord and try and guess what it is. So we got a new game this month. So the first clue is this game's less than $20 currently. Well, I think it's just in general. I think we'll just say in general it's under $20.
Wait, have they put Blueprints as pre-order sale price out already?
I don't know. I have not investigated. But yeah, so go and guess that this game is under $20. That's all you're getting for this week. The clues will get better and better and more specific as we go forward. So I'll be curious to see what you get. But jump on the Discord and put your guesses in. Yes, Cameron?
Can I ask, is it $20 New Zealand or $20 US?
So we'll say $20 US. We'll say under $20 US.
Cool. And you said this week?
No, I'll just say currently. It is. I'll double check next week to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's on sale.
Okay.
But from when I looked, it was under $20. So. Yeah.
There you go, community. I've helped you out.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I did write down $20 US. I did forget to say it, so that's a very, very good point. So, so go forth and put your guesses in the Discord and the Word Challenge channel, and if you get it right, a gift pops up and you win. All right, completions. Keo, do you want to read through that?
Yeah, let's have a look at completion. So Shane / Firehawk D did Castlevania Dominus Connect Collection. So, also Gris. Happy Humble Burger Farm. Is this from the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, because we didn't do a show last week.
Yeah. So, and Mike ID did World War Z. Rapture did 40k Bolt Gun, Disco Dodgeball Remix. Just Jake did Shady Part of Me. Ronikins did F1 2022. Leafclaw did Minecraft and X Defiant. The Natolinator did Zombie Army Trilogy, so there's a completion there. And Shadowslide did
But
Splitgate in
not
like
before me.
no. Shadowslide did
Sorry.
Splitgate in like 89 hours or
It was
something.
very impressive, and also the gift that he posted was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm surprised. I thought he had got this done ages ago. I must have been thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, probably.
But I was like, how did I beat Slash
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it done? Anyway.
And Alpha D Pills here did Cocoon as well.
Nice.
That's it.
We also have our leaderboard, so if you want to join it on TA, it's the
Nice
Hall of Gamers leaderboard. And so every week we read out who's in the top 3 places. So in third place, we have Thrash Forever with 23,725. Mephisto for the win with 31,785. And a Grey Shark with 44,774 gamer score. What the fuck? I guess there's probably a lot of title updates this week. That's a crazy amount of score. And I think that's pretty much going to bring us into the show.
He's closing on 2 mil.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's going to catch up with me soon if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much going to bring us into the show. What do we got going on? Kia, anything you want to shill?
I'm not shilling anything right now, but you can see me on Twitch when I'm there at Kia Live at Home. I'm on X and Instagram, Kia Live at Home as well. And if you want to check out my YouTube stuff, it's at How to Fix Gaming on YouTube.
Great. Cameron?
Nice. I did a stream the other day. I'm probably going to mess around with some streams moving forward. April next month, I'm planning to stream as many indie games as I can for Xbox Cast. Their April Achievement Challenge. I'm going to do as many indie titles of note as possible. Not really any shovelware.
Great.
So I'm going to reach out to developers, try and get codes, try and cover some new games, and then
That's cool.
Cover stuff like Gree, Cold of the Lamb, Dredge, just to give you a few examples.
Amazing.
Cool.
And I don't do any streaming or anything, but if you need to get a hold of me, I'm Neomaster on everything. True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord, as always. All right, well, that's going to wrap up episode 159. A huge thank you to our audience, and thank you to our wonderful co-hosts. We will catch you guys next week. See you later.
All right. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.